A kitchen by the sea gets unobstructed views. Then kitchens get facelifts too. We'll show you how. And finally, on our fantasy tour, an interior designer creates a kitchen that functions for her husband and pleases herself. Hi, welcome to Kitchen Design, the show that looks at how people create rooms they want to live in. I'm Joan Cohn, and whatever your budget, we're out to find new kitchen ideas for you to borrow. One of the biggest challenges in designing any kitchen is balancing aesthetic beauty with functionality. Joan Moran and her design specialist, Anne Grasso, created a room whose practicality is matched only by its breathtaking views. Let's take a look at all the choices this talented team made for Joan's wonderful kitchen. Joan Moran's new kitchen is a perfect example of balancing aesthetic design with functionality. She incorporated striking modern visuals in the large space and succeeded in making her new kitchen the focal point of her Seaside home's new renovation.
It's called a shingle-style home. Hopefully we've done it justice with redoing the inside. I think that you can have both worlds when you redo a house. You can maintain that beauty and look of a shingle-style home and still be very functional and create new and innovative spaces inside.
Joan, with the help of her spatial planner, Anne Grasso, redesigned the whole floor plan of the home, putting the kitchen in the center of the home to make it the home's central gathering spot. Capturing the views from this room was a paramount concern.
Within the framework of the design, the outside design of the house, we wanted to be able to look outside in an unobstructed way and see the patio and see the water and see the lawn. That entire view was very important to us. The other thing that I wanted personally for my own taste was I wanted to mix some old and new surfaces, materials, so that you had a classic looking kitchen that still had a very updated and maybe even a bit of a contemporary look mixed in.
I think because I'd been working with Joan, there was a good understanding of simplicity of line, which does not mean that there isn't complexity when it comes to detail. But the simpleness of colors, the elegance, the sophistication of spaces would be words that I would use to describe what Joan likes to bring to the process and the table.
Both Joan and her husband Tim love entertaining, so Anne helped them design their kitchen to accommodate several cooks working at once. One of Joan's biggest concerns was that each cook have access to a refrigerator without getting in anybody else's way. The solution was the latest in technology, multiple refrigerator drawers spread throughout the room. This works perfectly.
One of the things I really enjoy about the kitchen, and one of the items that we put in here, is this steamer, which absolutely works fabulously well, especially since I'm a vegetarian. The other thing that is absolutely turned out very well for our use and the way we live are these refrigerator drawers. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. Ordinarily I have produce in here, and so we can just make fresh salads and prepare our dinner specials, so it just works extremely, extremely well.
But equally important to Joan in her kitchen was its aesthetic beauty.
What I had mentioned to Anne was I wanted to mix some painted materials with some solid wood, mahogany, and I wanted it to have a very classic look. So she came up with the idea of using mahogany as much as we did, and including the painted cabinetry as well.
We feel that a room is friendly when we have wood in it and it isn't all hard surfaces. It feels more finished, it feels more furniture-like.
Our cabinetry was all custom built, and there I really wanted to be able to see through the cabinets as well as have some solid cabinets for functional reasons.
To counter this classic look are very contemporary glass shelves which hang over the island.
The glass shelves are suspended from the ceiling by stainless steel wire, and it is in great credit to the contractor that he was able to bolt them from above before the final finishes were put on the ceiling. The glass itself is not your traditional green glass, but is a clearer form of glass that allows for more translucence, and the blue edge of it doesn't show up as much. And this is what allows the space to integrate in the kitchen but still leave the view to the water.
But perhaps what combines the old and the new most noticeably is the eating area at the end of the island. The mahogany top is supported by a striking glass structure. The appliances in the room perfectly balance this new and old look, while having the functionality required of Joan's lifestyle. A stainless steel sink and stove counter the wood look perfectly.
When I started looking for appliances, I wanted something stainless steel, I wanted something absolutely heavy duty, and I wanted a lot of cooking surface. So one of the things that was important to me was to have 6 burners, so that there'd be plenty of room to have a lot of pots of something or other going on at the same time. But in our kitchen, the stainless became one of the materials that we wanted to mix in to the rest of the kitchen, so it was not only the functional element, but also the aesthetics of it.
Lighting was also a major consideration in the kitchen. Combining recessed lighting with interesting fixtures allowed Joan to achieve both functional and aesthetically pleasing lighting.
We have recessed lighting, both larger cans and some smaller cans in different spots. Some highlighting the long mahogany island in the middle, and some that are just larger for functional reasons to be able to see better. And then we also have small spotlights through the glass shelving.
Joan Moran's beautiful kitchen is a perfect combination of form and function, providing the central meeting spot in the house, whether that's for cooking or just enjoying the beautiful views.
You can sit, especially if you're alone, just sit with a cup of coffee and read the paper at that table and just feel like you have the outdoors and outside around you, and it's a really wonderful feeling, and it's quite comfortable.
Ahead on Kitchen Design, a husband cooks in his wife's design. And next, great face-lifting tips for your kitchen.
Brought to you by Grillmates Grilling Sauces from McCormick, the taste you trust.
Introducing McCormick Grillmates Grilling Sauces. Just grill, brush, and let the feast begin. New Grillmates Grilling Sauces, along with seasonings and marinades, are from McCormick, the taste you trust.
Craft-made idea book. Cool.
Oh, this country look is great. Page 44.
Can you believe I'm getting excited about kitchen cabinets?
20 or 22 or 52. I think 38. Look at the doors. Look at the detail.
All these kitchens are from Craft-Made?
I guess you're right. 38.
So I can keep this, right?
Maybe 8 or 19. What? I'm a Libra.
These could be killer legs. If illness has you off your feet, you're at risk to develop a blood clot in your legs. It's called DVT. Complications could be fatal. In most cases, DVT can be prevented. Ask your doctor or call 1-888-DVT-NET1.
Imagine a refrigerator from Whirlpool that creates new space. Moving the ice to the door gives you room for 8 more pizzas. And it's now available at Lowe's. Select your Whirlpool refrigerator and take it home today, or have it delivered tomorrow. That's the Lowe's Appliance Advantage. Whirlpool, just imagine.
On the next Weekend Warriors, her husband's out of town. Time to remodel a room.
Everything about this job is tough.
She's determined to do it herself.
Good job.
Will her husband like the results?
Wait till you see the dining room and turn out so good, you're gonna love it.
Oh, great.
Weekend Warriors, Thursday night at 8 on HGTV.
This week on Fridays at Home. At 8, it's flea market finds followed by collector inspector. Then at 9, see public places that creative homeowners have transformed into private spaces. Followed at 10 by back-to-back episodes of Design on a Dime. Take comfort. Spend Fridays at home. Friday night at 8, only on HGTV.
If your kitchen seems stuck back in the 60s or even the 70s, a few tweaks and adjustments may be all that it needs to usher it into the 21st century. A good kitchen facelift doesn't just make a kitchen look good, it makes it feel right for today, even if it was originally designed a long time ago. So let's get some facelifting tips for our kitchens. Here on Kitchen Design, we often feature kitchens that have been built or rebuilt from top to bottom. But we know that there are plenty of homeowners who are interested in making just a few changes instead of starting over from scratch. If you're one of those people, you might want to consider a kitchen facelift.
A facelift is adding to the beauty of an area without changing the actual parameters of that area.
If I go into a room and I see that colors are dated or the materials and finishes are dated, that indicates to me that it's time for this room to be redone.
The red flag areas, things that say, give me a facelift, I would think would be your cabinetry, could be old and worn and tired. Your countertops is another thing that says, please change me, whether it's for function or just for the look and the color. And then, of course, your floor.
Changing these three areas can transform most kitchens instantly because they typically take up most of the space. If your kitchen deviates from the norm and has a lot of wall space, then perhaps changing your wall treatments is an option to consider. The larger an element is, the more it will influence your overall design.
For example, in one house in particular, we had a lot of Mexican tile, very dark. That was a very large kitchen and had a lot of flooring. How does one change that around to give it that facelift and give it a whole different ambiance? And by taking and putting in ceramic tile that had more of a flush feel, a lighter tone, and then taking the small little mosaic borders and placing them in actual areas that highlight the space.
If you like the layout of your cabinetry, but the look just doesn't seem to work anymore, cabinetry refacing may be the answer. You can change out the style of the cabinet doors or even the type of wood you use with minimal disruption. Or you can simply change your cabinet finish.
Facelifting this kitchen was an easy call, especially when it came time to do the cabinetry, which was in the same configuration but totally dark. So we lightened it up and popped in the leaded bevel glass, which again lightened and brightened up the space and gave it some sophistication, which, speaking of sophistication, our tile did the trick for us here because it added the color and some of the personal touches that the kitchen needed. It had no backsplash before, simply a wall that had been papered.
You may want to give your room a facelift because you're drawn to a particular new style. In this kitchen, the owner decided on a Cuban theme with Art Deco colors. Replacing her flooring, countertops, and updating her cabinetry worked together to transform a previously dark, formal design. Other homeowners have different styles in mind.
Picture yourself in an all-white kitchen, compact enough, but you like that southwestern feel, such as these folks did. So we changed the color of the cabinets, like so, and the countertops. And of course then, we opened up a plain glass window to make it a wonderful sight.
Cosmetic changes can fool the eye. So even if you're not going to make aggressive structural changes in your kitchen, you can dramatically change your look. Leanne opened up this kitchen design without knocking down one wall.
We extended the kitchen into the family room by way of the common denominator, which is the round stone table in the center. Rather than having it look as though it's just a hallway, we kept the furniture very nice and rounded, so it was a lot of space. We've taken our kitchen cabinet color and put it on the painted fireplace behind me in the family room. We've also taken the kitchen floor coloration and made sure that it appears on the sectional in the family room.
I'd recommend a facelift over a major renovation when budget is really an issue. The kitchen is a huge part of one's life, and if you have to renovate a kitchen and take it apart and then put it back together again, you're talking about many weeks without the central part of your life in your house. And for that reason alone, you might want to consider a facelift over renovation.
There are many places that one could go to find different ideas for your facelift project, whether it's magazines, television show, the design centers. When you're able to go in and see, they have showroom after showroom of wonderful ideas.
If you're happy with the way your kitchen works and you still love a few of its features, you may want to consider a kitchen facelift. Changing just a few target areas could give you a design that will make you happy for years to come. Up next, a sizzling kitchen design for a designer and her whole family.
Introducing a compact portable sewing machine with big machine power that lets you sew like a pro. The incredible new Sewing Genie. Simply place on any surface and presto, you're good to sew. Its micro-technology incorporates all the major features of big machines. Repair a tear anywhere. It's so powerful, it easily sews through leather, and its locking double stitch permanently keeps the seams together. It sews all fabrics without special attachments, even tough folded denim or delicate silk. Don't waste money on bulky machines. Order the Sewing Genie with foot power pedal for only $29.95 and receive a carrying case and 64-piece thread and bobbin bonus pack free. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll also give you the mini stitcher absolutely free if you call right now. A $75 value, only $29.95. Order now.
Call 1-800-413-6161. That's 1-800-413-6161. So call 1-800-413-6161 and order now.
When you add Kikkoman teriyaki to your cooking, you're adding a time-honored tradition. Kikkoman, the original teriyaki.
Open your eyes. Look for the little things. Find what you weren't looking for and see something you never imagined.
Introducing high-definition film from Kodak. With technology that reduces grain for clear pictures with fine detail.
Open your eyes. That's what my teacher taught me today.
My small business is always busy.
My family never slows down.
I don't have time for complicated phone plans.
I just want things simple.
So we got MCI Business Complete.
I got the neighborhood built by MCI.
Now I get unlimited local calls.
And unlimited long distance.
Together. For one low price.
On one bill.
How simple is that?
At home or at your small business, get unlimited local and long distance for one low monthly price. Call 1-800-JOIN-MCI today.
Introducing McCormick Grill Mates Grilling Sauces. Just grill, brush, and let the feast begin. New Grill Mates Grilling Sauces, along with seasonings and marinades, are from McCormick, the taste you trust.
She's the diva of decorating.
Let me show you what my plan is here.
Putting the fun in functional. You won't believe your eyes. This is not your typical design show.
Wow! I'm Candace Olson, and this is Divine Design.
Series premiere Monday night at 8:30 on HGTV.
Interior designer Cindy Rinfret took a two-car garage and turned it into a multi-purpose gourmet kitchen where her family can really live. Cindy wanted the new kitchen to look as though it had always been a part of her house. And as you're about to see, she found some breakthrough ideas to reach her goal. The Rinfret's colonial-style home sits in a carefully planned and tended landscape. The hard work put into their property was not lost on the Rinfrets when they designed a kitchen as breathtaking as their outdoor views. Cindy, the property, the whole landscaping and the architecture of the home is so beautiful. It looks like it's been here and had quite a history. Can you tell me about the house?
Oh, it actually hasn't really. It was a builder's colonial that was probably built in the late 50s. And we love the proximity to the gardens which we created here. So we transformed the garage into this lovely kitchen with views of our gardens and the property. The kitchen was where our hallway is now, and it was just basically a galley kitchen with one little L, and we as a family live in the kitchen, and we really needed a family working kitchen, entertaining kitchen.
This is like a little living room seating area, and then your banquette area for dining is wonderful, and then more seating around the island. You've really made this a wonderful space.
Well, the kitchen was actually designed around the visuals. I think that every time you sit down somewhere, you should be looking at something wonderful. So the island was designed that way, so that when you walk down the hallway, you're not looking into the back of some stools, that you look into our cookbook collection. And when you're sitting around the breakfast table, you have a beautiful view of the fountain outside. I wanted this to look like it had always been there. So part of it was glazing the cabinets, and what we did was we mixed the paint and got the perfect color that wasn't bright white, and it was very soft, and worked with the ceramic limestone floors. And then it's waxed over, so it gives it that patina of sort of feeling like furniture and being warm. It's almost like French polishing, and it actually holds up and protects the painted finishes.
What do you consider the focal point of this kitchen?
The hood was the focal point of the kitchen, and I wanted a less industrial looking hood, so we made it out of cabinetry and beadboard, and I love the fret detail work, and we put some glazing behind it to bring in the wall color, just to unify it with the kitchen. And then we bordered the tile to make sort of a picture molding, and hand painted the tile in the back to go with the rest of the kitchen. A lot of times we've had dinner parties down on our terrace, and it starts to rain, and everybody ends up in here, and it's very cozy, it's very fun, and people really love being in this space. The countertop is Vermont marble. A lot of times people say you shouldn't use marble in your kitchen, which as a designer I always use marble because I think it's a little warmer.
Cindy chose ceramic sinks and gooseneck faucets in brass, in keeping with the traditional look of the kitchen. They also matched the brass cabinet hardware.
Because we have lots of animals, and we have 2 dogs and a very active house, we needed something that we could wash down 2 or 3 times a day. So instead of using real limestone, this is a simulated ceramic Italian floor that appears like limestone, and I wanted to tie it together with the keys because the green marble keys help unify the countertops in the kitchen area.
Cindy's penchant for decorative painting as an effective design element is obvious. She hired painter John Pascoe to execute her plan. John, the magic you added to this kitchen is in the beautiful faux painting.
It's something that Cindy and I came up with to give a sense of her kind of English grandeur to the kitchen. So I marbled the architraving around the doorway here, and then we did trompe-l'oeil, tricking the eye. One was to make this look like it's ivory marble. The second one is to get a sense of dimension to this flat molding here. So it has a convex and then a concave molding.
The charming breakfast nook with built-in benches and columned bookcases shows Cindy's sense of style and clever use of accessories.
The pantry area is next to the dining room. It's adjacent to the kitchen. We think of it as a butler's pantry, but also a bar and an entertaining area, and there's lots of photos from parties and dinner parties we've had. And It has beautiful glass storage and a wine refrigerator in it and a bar sink.
It's hard to believe this beautiful kitchen was once a garage, but it just goes to show what can happen with vision and good design. Now that you've been living in this finished, beautiful piece of art, this kitchen sculpture, this wonderful environment, can you sum up for me just in a few sentences the thrill, the pleasure that it gives you?
Oh, it was the best investment in the world as far as the time it took to think it out and to create it. In the old days, they said the kitchen was the heart of the home, and this is genuine living space. This is where we live. It's really the place where a lot of memories have been created for our family.
Kitchen Matters is up next. We'll be right back with more design.
Thursday nights on HGTV. It's all your favorite shows back to back. So be a warrior.
Uh-oh. What? Did it wrong.
Take the challenge.
It's a complete mishmash.
Save your marriage.
I am the better decorator.
Choose a winner.
My wife doesn't like it, so it's gotta go.
Or join the hunt.
Can we make an offer now?
Just don't miss a minute. See why America's talking about Thursday nights on HGTV.
Often, your best source of design inspiration is you, with your own special personality and your particular passions. The look of Ron and Ellen Goldenson's kitchen comes from ideas that they've collected from the Tuscan countryside where they love to tour, and from their favorite hobby, which happens to be wine collecting. Besides a fabulous wine cellar right below us, little touches everywhere, like these trivets that Ron likes to make from wine corks, will give you a kitchen that's wonderful to visit and even better to create. So till next time, think about what you love and remember to do something beautiful for yourself.
A retired magician conjures up remote control magic on extreme